How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is William, September 27, 2022. This is my son, Little Will, right here, y'all. So, Little Will, tell me how your day went in school and tell me what kind of thing that happened in school today. First of all, tell me what school you go to.
Rockingham Middle.
All right, go ahead, tell me.
Well, I had to get that at school, but it was some dude named Mr. Green. He had pulled me out of class, and
Mr. Green, you say?
yes, Mr. Green.
Uh-huh.
And he had took me out of class and took me to some conference room. And then this black lady that I saw, her name was Mrs. Robinson, and she was telling me that she was a child supporter. And then I asked her why she pulled me out, and she didn't even know I was new, and she had pulled me out instead of the other kids. And I was trying to tell her that she wouldn't give me the answer.
So she didn't ask you about why she pulled you out of class or why they put you some private conference room? That's what happened?
She kept saying the same thing. She was a child supporter, and what she do help kids and stuff.
Okay. All right.
But she did say she wasn't the DSS or nothing like that, or she had said.
Okay, but since then I done found out who one of the people is. She's something like a supporter, and he is a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he is, Mr. Green.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Well, let me turn this attention around here to me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? I already talked to the principal of Rockingham Middle. Oh, sunlight. Okay, there we go. I already talked to the principal at Rockingham Middle. So, and this is just a warning. So, I talked to the principal, and it appeared like, that she gonna handle the situation accordingly. But let me just put this out there. Mr. Green, I'm gonna start with you first since I found out that you was a social worker. Don't you ever approach my son again for any reason. Don't you ever do that. Without my consent and without me being present there with my child, you better not ever confront my child at that school again. And as far as you, Mrs. Robbins, don't know a lot about you other than you some kind of supporter. Ain't now when you had no business having my son in no private conference room with the two of you. And it ain't a personal thing to me, but I'm gonna tell you what's personal to me. And as Mr. Green probably already know, I don't play with DSS workers, child support worker, because they grimy they're grimy maggots of people. Because they working for the system and they out to hurt good children and parents versus the bad one that's out there hurting their own kids and being abusive. So let me tell you something. And you work for the system there, don't you ever approach my son again. Ever. And I meant that. Ever. And I'm going to just put that as a warning to you. Don't you ever do it again, sir. As long as you working dealing with the DSS as a social worker, don't you ever approach my child again. And don't you ever go take my child out of the room. They're taking some kind of conference room to be a private conversation between you and Mrs. Robinson and my son. Don't you ever do that again. You was out of line. How would you like somebody to come and grab your son and your child out of school? Just don't ever do it again. And as a matter of fact, my son said that you knew me. So if you know me, don't you ever listen to me what I'm saying. Don't you ever do that again. And I get it, like I said, I ain't gonna put no Rockingham Middle on the spot. Only thing I'm gonna just say is it appeared that the principal is gonna handle my concerns. So long as that be, I have nothing else to say about Rockingham Middle. Because if it ever something like this happen again, I will put them on blast. Because y'all school system, y'all know I don't play no game when it comes down to my children. So don't approach my kids for nothing, because I already know the system. I already told y'all, y'all remember I made that video in the beginning about, the system. They got that day mark out there for children, out there at the psych ward and stuff. So and so they need to make money. So guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna set up kids to try to send them out there. So I told y'all, that before school even started. I said y'all better watch out for the Richmond County school system and what they trying to do to y'all, do to our children. So you better keep an eye on them. All you parents, keep an eye on your children, and these social workers and everybody, keep an eye on them. If you don't want to see, if you don't end up your child or something doing, or they doing something your child ain't got no business doing, keep up with your children, because I'm gonna sure keep up with mine. So, and I want to encourage y'all to do the same. But that's all I want to get on my YouTube and say before I put Rockingham Middle on the spot. Don't approach my kids no more for nothing. And if it ain't got nothing to do with school, Teaching my child the basic skills of math, reading, arithmetic, and all the type of work like that, you ain't got no business approaching my child to let my child know who you are or for nothing. Because I know the plan, no game plan. I see it before it even come down the ladder. Well, let me say I see it before it try to come up the ladder. But that's all I got to say. And thank you, Principal, for talking to me. And thank you for, acting on my concerns. I appreciate that. And that's all. I'm going to leave it just like that. I appreciate that. Thank you.